Hey, Jesse McDougall here at the Martial Arts of Money. Just throwing out a quick tip today that just a small change that I've made in my workday, which has been very productive, and it's tiny, and millions of people probably already know this or probably already do this, but whatever. This was good for me. Okay, so Microsoft Outlook versus using Gmail in an internet browser. That's what we're going to cover here. So if you don't want to listen to me, I'll just give you the solution. The solution is I decided to go with Gmail in the internet browser, and it's been very productive. And the reason why it's very productive is because I don't have Outlook open and ding, 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 get an email. I have three companies. So I'm constantly pounded with information. My phone's ringing for text, phone calls. That's a lot of information that comes in, especially when you're sending millions of emails out every day. So you got to sort through the information. Okay, we live in a time where there's tons of information, too much almost. So for me, not having the Outlook alert come on anymore, it's actually freed up a little bit of my brain so that I could reshift and refocus. So right now I'm doing interviews today, so I'm looking over some university transcripts and resumes, and I'm not distracted as much through if I had the alert on Microsoft Outlook, because my Gmail's closed. I don't know how many emails. I think I've got 30 emails to go through today. I haven't even looked at them. I just scanned them briefly this morning. So I'm just not there yet to work on the emails today. So the next thing is another negative of Microsoft Outlook. I love the product. I really do. I like their calendar. I like how the flow, it's just very it's very good. How it's organized. I've always enjoyed it. I've used it for a lot of my controllership jobs all throughout my public accounting career. But it's crashed a few times. Like bugs bad that were not recoverable. I'm not going to go into the details of why it wasn't recoverable. Okay, I've done my due diligence. I'm a tech ninja too. Okay, I've actually hired 2 people to look at it. They just fucked up my computer even more. So long story short, I don't have time. I don't want to make time to troubleshooting Microsoft Outlook issues and being alerted all the time for my emails. I know I could turn that alert off, but aside from turning the alert off, I need something that is very stable. Okay, so I scrapped Outlook. I moved to Gmail through an internet browser about 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, I don't really. There's some things I don't like about it personally. I don't like how all my. I just find it very hard to find the messages that I want, especially on a mobile device. Like all the conversations are grouped together, and I'm like sorting. It's bad. For that. For an executive, I'm an executive who's constantly processing through information. Again, so I've got so much information coming to me every day, all day, 24 hours a day. My business never sleeps. Money doesn't stop. So I can't get into all the details, right? And one of the challenges I find when I talk to people, they want to get right into the details right away. And I'm more of like a strategic guy. Let's figure out the conceptual points and the conceptual framework. Let's land, build the foundation of the house. Let's build the floor. Let's build the walls, then the roof, and we'll plan this all out in phases. So that's conceptual framework, critical thinking, and that is definitely which leads to success. It also prevents from problems. A lot of times I feel like saying to my clients, there's a lot of clients that they just don't know what I can do for them, and I understand that, and that's totally cool. But I do feel like you're starting out a business, I can probably save you 90% of the business problems you're going to have. And I'm not talking just math. I'm talking the emotional journey. It's a process, starting your own business. So let's move back to Gmail. I also don't like Gmail where I wanted to show my calendar per month. So as soon as I open up Google Chrome, which I use, I've got my email schedule, I've got my calendar, but it always shows up as per day. I want it to show up per month every time I open up Chrome. And the third thing I have is Google Translator, because I speak to people all across the world in every country. So I'm starting to pick up a little bit of Spanish because I went down to Peru, and my operations manager, he's in Venezuela, so he speaks Spanish. So you can kind of build a rapport with people and learn a little bit about them, where they're from. So that's that. Anyways, so yeah, just a small little tip that's been a huge impact for me, and why I decided to make this 6-minute podcast was because it's the small things every day that you consistently do that add up to be a big deal over the course of your life. And it's the small thing, and the pendulum goes both ways. You can do good, productive things, and you can do not productive things. So when you're doing not productive things, you're just only going to reach a certain level of growth. Okay, keep growing, man. Just keep growing. If you're not growing, you're dying. So many people retire at the age of 65 just to die 5 years later. It's like, whoa, 70 to 100. That's 30 years, man. That's a big deal, right? Anyways, yeah. Hope you like this podcast. I thought I'd just throw it out there at the internets. And, yeah. Keep an organized, make sense out of chaos, right? If you can make sense and stay organized and feel the pressure and be strong up here and be cool, calm, and collected, and apply critical thinking, no distractions, as best as you can. It's very challenging, and you never reach a level of perfection. And so once you realize you can never reach a level of perfection, you're okay with not being perfect. And that's when you become a oneness with the universe and the world. We'll cut it off here. If you want to know any more about this kind of stuff, send me a private message, respond in the YouTube clip, or subscribe to my channel. I plan to be posting more and doing more stuff on the personal branding side as my business progresses. Take care, comb your hair, and I hope you had a good day. Bye.